Now, an often overlooked yet amazing part of e-bikes is the added features they provide. And maybe for those people who are quick to allege that e-bikes are expensive, they may want to consider those features.
So today, we're examining all the apps and extras.
Yes, along with Canyon's recently launched Grand Canyon hardtail e-bike.
And all the electronica action from all over the globe.
Now, no conversation about apps and extras would be complete without a discussion about displays. Now, most e-bikes these days have got displays, and they cover everything from your cadence to your speed, to the time of day, to the battery level and the range left on your e-bike, plus all those important things such as the rider input and the system output on that particular ride.
Yeah, it's all great stuff I like to use on my e-bike, but some of the best stuff I like to do is use things like Komoot, Strava, Garmin, download all those routes, use it on my e-bike to go and ride those places that I simply never have been before.
Yeah, it's really cool to get involved in those route planning decisions. Plus, of course, there's the training element to some of these apps. Now, the recently launched, recently updated, should I say, specialized mission control app now has a training feature in there where you can set heart rate zones. So you can train in a certain heart rate zone. So if you're not putting in enough effort, it kind of ups the level of support. Whereas if you put in too much effort, it actually drops the level of support.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? One of the features I used to like about my high bike was actually it had an accelerometer built into it, so it could detect
accelerometer.
Yeah, like eggs. Yeah. But like when you hit a tree or the bike detects a harsh impact or a quick stop, it will send like a message to an emergency contact in your phone to say that you possibly might have been in an accident, and it actually pinpoints the location as well.
Leo, can you imagine being an emergency contact in his phone? The phone would be going off all the time.
It did actually go off on a couple of rides. I think when I cased the jump, and I think maybe like over jump to jump, it sent a text on my missus, and she said, "Are you okay?" Like sort of thing. Yeah. But I obviously was all good. But it's quite cool that it can do that.
Yeah. So, and talking about health, Chris, obviously some of these apps will actually tell you your battery health. They'll tell you what about your battery temperature. They'll talk about how many charge cycles it's had. I mean, who'd have thought we've been talking about e-bike health, eh?
That's pretty crazy, isn't it? And don't forget about all the outside, the new Canyons have got the USB output on the top tube, so it means you could even like charge your laptop on the way to work, do a bit of office work on the way, something like that. But it's quite cool, you can charge your mobile if it went flat and you needed to get in contact with someone, stuff like that. So I think those USB outputs are pretty cool.
What about the big topic we should not discuss yet?
Oh, gamification. I know when we were out visiting the guys at Grape, they talked about an app where you could have like a Mario Kart-esque kind of game going on, racing your mates around the street. You could chuck turtle shells, drop banana skins, spin your mates up, you name it. But
Leo, thoughts on that? Interesting. Not my cup of tea.
But the guys at Grape definitely got it going on.
We did. We actually spoke to one of the Grape engineers, Yucko, out in Croatia. Now, with e-mountain bikes, a lot of people like to go super minimalist, whereas others like to go super geeky with loads of displays. Now, I am with Yucko, who is a software engineer at Grape. Yucko, there are a ton of features on the Grape G6.
Exactly.
We've got navigation, we've got cameras, we've got fitness, right?
Exactly. All that in one little bike, just like that.
Yeah, cool. Let's start off with fitness. Now, a lot of people think e-bikes are for lazy people, they're for unfit people, but you can custom tune this bike, right?
Exactly. So our fitness feature is kind of interesting because you basically, as a bike rider, select the heart rate zone within you want to stay. And then during the ride, if your heart rate goes over that zone, the bike sees that you're struggling and it starts to help you. If it's too easy for you, it's going to lower its assistance to keep your heart rate within the zone that you set up.
That is insane, man. It's so handy as well. You just simply hit a couple of buttons.
Exactly.
And it takes you on an ultimate workout ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Let's talk about navigation. Now, there's navigation on several fronts here. You can actually type in a place where you want to go to, which is a standard navigation. Exactly. We've got that on phones or anything, but it tells you whether you can get there or not, right?
Yeah, that's another part of our navigation system is a so-called terrain-based range, where we calculate the distance that you can do with the bike according to the terrain around you, the different elevations, your status of the battery, and the assistance that you're using. So it tells you basically if you can reach that destination or not with your current status of the bike.
I guess that's really important, right? Because we've got people coming into e-mountain biking who probably have never been mountain biking before, and it can be really scary out in these hills, right?
Yeah, and it tells you right away if it's possible for you or not.
Yeah. What about cameras? Now, cameras and safety. And I've used the cameras to ride down some trails, but obviously we did a ride with Chris Smith and he stole my bike, but I was able to locate it due to the camera.
Yeah.
Ton of features here, right?
Yeah. Well, you could either use a camera to stream the video and to record everything during your ride. But also, if you leave your bike somewhere...
What do you mean, like your mates are going to be sat outside a
someone
restaurant,
steals it,
having some beers?
Or you just forget about it.
You would never have thought that, right?
You can fetch the photo from these cameras in order to see where it is.
Hold on, so the camera, you can live take pictures of who's messing with
remotely. So you have your mobile application. You hit the button on in that app, and you fetch the photo from the camera and see where it is.
What happens if someone rides off with your bike and they go straight into high power mode? They're tearing up the street. How can you prevent them from running off with your bike?
There is a bunch of features that can stop that dude who took your bike, such as lowering its assistance, or you can just turn it off. Or you can, I don't know, even send him a message to stop and come back. And the message is going to be displayed on an embedded screen on our bike.
Yucko, now you launched the G6 in March. Now you went to a trade show in April. Unfortunately, one of your bikes was stolen, right? There's a story behind that, though.
It got stolen, unfortunately. And we completely, to be honest, forgot about it. The guy just turned it off, and we couldn't get any signal out of that bike anymore. And just a couple of months later, someone of us from the software office just wanted to check out that bike again.
Maybe see if it surfaced somewhere?
Exactly. And we just called a guy right there riding the bike in another country.
Wow.
And,
well, he actually was riding it.
Yeah, at the very moment he was riding the bike. And then we started tracking him. He was all over the place. And we started taking photos from the cameras. We saw his grandma, his friends, everything. And we even called the police officers when they came to pick up the bike. So
you had pictures from the bike of the police arriving at his house?
From the police station.
That is insane.
Well, don't mess with us.
Okay, one last thing. Let's talk about the future. Now, I know great talk about gamification.
Exactly.
What's going on there?
Well, even right now with this bike, you could race with your friends, even if it's not in the same spot.
So that goes back to, like, you can use your heart rate, you can compare all those things,
you can compare your heart rate, you can compare your speed, your cadence, different metrics that we record.
But it doesn't need to be so serious. You can probably do some daft things as well.
There are so many cool ideas, and we just have to pick the right one to implement it because we have all the capabilities to do that. One of my favorites is, for example, Mario Kart thing.
I don't actually know Mario Kart because, but anyway,
well, basically, you're gonna race with your friend. You're gonna pick an item that you're gonna see through your camera on the street. Like a banana.
Or a can of beer.
Something like that. In Mario Kart, you're just gonna throw it on your friend, and by that throwing of the banana, you're gonna lower his assistance level. And then he's gonna be slower than you.
Okay. It's interesting. I'll see where it goes, but for now...
Those are just ideas.
My games, I think, when it comes to mountain biking, all the games are up in the mountains. With the sheep and the goats.
I would agree, but maybe younger generations.
Exactly. So, guys, let us know your thoughts about gamification and the future of e-mountain biking. Right, it's time for the news this week. Chris, take it away with what's fresh on the mountains.
Well, exactly that, Steve. Up on the mountains, French company EcoLoad have been pretty busy building these remote charging stations. So basically, it's kind of like a big shelter, but on the roof is a massive solar panel. It's got all these power outlets. You can simply plug your e-bike charger in whilst getting a bit of shelter. So you can get out on the hills, charge your e-bike up whilst having a bit of lunch, normally with a big epic view, and charge your bike up and get hitting the trails after.
I can see these being part of the landscape.
Definitely, and even in the cities as well, they've got these big bike racks now, kind of like the things you get at the office blocks. But again, a big solar panel over the roof of that, loads of power output, so you can charge your e-bike up at work.
Yeah, I think this is going to be definitely part of the mountain landscape in years to come, and with e-bike battery here as well. In more rider-oriented news, Richie Schley,
Schley, we'll talk about.
super freerider of the 1990s, has recently moved from Rotfield to Fazari, right, Chris?
I saw that, yeah. Nice looking bikes there as well, pretty different.
And talking about bikes,
Yeah.
the big news this week is Canyon have launched their Grand Canyon hardtail. Now, it comes in a range of sizes. It also has an extra small version with 27.5 wheels.
Yeah, that's pretty
really
cool,
excited about this because recently we were with Rob Warner and he's actually got his son an e-bike to go to school. He's an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
But this bike looks cool. €2,799 for the base model. The 8 comes with a Shimano E8000 motor, Roxox Judy 120 fork up front, Shimano drivetrain, Schwalbe 2.6 tyres. You know, obviously they're going to take a bit of the
bigger tyres to sting out the
take
trail.
the sting out of the trail.
Yeah.
203mm rotors on it, and weighing in at 21.4 kilos.
Pretty lightweight, isn't it? Well, what I do like about this bike, Steve, is how they've integrated the battery into the down tube. Now, hopefully, we're going to see those new Canyon Spectral and the Neuron replicating this with the integrated battery.
Didn't think about
hopefully
that.
that should be pretty cool.
But I think Canyon have made a big statement here as well in the price. I mean, a load of people, a load of comments here on EMBN say e-bikes are expensive, but €2,799. It's not too bad, is
base
it?
model, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Mid-range?
Yeah, and they've got a higher level one, the 9.0 as well. That's coming in at €3,299. That's got a bit of higher end, it's got Fox suspension on there, higher level Shimano componentry, and it comes with a dropper seat post as well, whereas the cheaper one doesn't come with that. But the cheaper one is available in a woman's option as well. Different colours, I think the geometry is slightly different, and a few different components as well. So
Yeah, a
loads of
very,
options.
very nice bike from Germany.
On Sunday, we've got Uplift versus e-bike. So it's me racing the Uplift at Revolution Bike Park. So we've got 10 guys, I think, on the Uplift versus me riding up and smashing it downhill. Who was fastest? Tune in on Sunday to find out.
Tune in! Chris, I really liked your Superbike versus Homebuilt feature because, again, this comes back to the whole price about e-bikes and people moaning that e-bikes are expensive. Yeah, you had a kit there. It was £375
For the motor.
For the mid-drive motor.
Yeah.
Mid-drive motors are superior to hub-drive motors.
Yeah.
Yet, it's still, people came out with some comments. This one from Dustin Neufber, who says, yet another video pitting lower-end DIY kits against the best products to skew the results. Well, hence the title, Superbike versus Homebuilt. Try getting a better DIY kit and there will be much different results from this. I thought it was a great video. I think it just showed what you can get for, quite inexpensive build, really.
Yeah, so that bike basically cost under £1,000. Obviously, we could have put a more expensive kit on a more expensive bike, but then you're up in the prices all again. What we wanted to get from that video was a base level bike and a base level motor kit and show how much fun you can have from that. And I think it's pretty well illustrated.
Looks like you did have good fun. I mean, I guess the question becomes at a certain point where you're building your bikes. At what point do you decide to go for a bike such as the Decathlon, which has got mid-drive bros in there for €1,500?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's that boundary to think about as well, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Daniel Green. Daniel Green has been waiting for this one, for a 26-inch bike with suspension especially, and geometry which is nowhere near the standard of the Levo. I think the DIY done very well, and the 250 watts Lyngby
motor, as well as Cyclotricity motor.
Performed really well. Chris Smith, eMTB crew, you're going to upgrade this bike with better forks and smaller chainring, etc., then do some more comparison videos. I think you will do that one.
Definitely, we were absolutely blown away by how capable that bike was, and I think with a better fork, smaller chainring, maybe a different size cassette, that bike will be pretty capable. So stay tuned for some more vids coming up on that one.
Right, it's that time of the week to see where in the world you guys have been riding over the past 7 days. Seems that Ian has been out and about.
Yeah, he's been out dabbling in a bit of racing at his first enduro event. Sounds like he smashed it out on his Kenevo and took first place at his first ever event.
Yeah, nice one, Ian.
Nice one. But it didn't go so smoothly at Revolution Bike Park when he hit the vision line. Check this one out. Just over jumping that step down, get a little bit of out of shape, calling his mates for a bit of assistance to pull him back up the bank. Look at that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world in New Zealand, Craig has been repping EMBN and exploring with his friend Mark on their 2020 Levo and Kenevos, climbing 1,100 metres from Lake Wanaka, which was mainly amazing single track, 95% rideable. The climb took an hour in trail mode, and look at this breathtaking view from the top overlooking that aforementioned Lake Wanaka.
Nice, look at that. Hell of a view.
See what we did there?
I like it, Steve.
See what we did there? It's time for the bike vault.
Nice.
Straight in with a snow shot. This is David with his Levo hardtail out in Alberta, Canada, just about to hit the U2 trail. Now wait for it.
Nice shot. Bit more snow this time. A bit of a winter theme going on so far. Stefan, he's been upgrading his Levo, loads of parts, including some studded tyres.
What a stud!
He's in the snow of Jakobstad in Finland. What do you think of that one, Steve?
What a stud! Super nice. Out of the snow now into some dry, sunny trails. This is Nuno on his 2020 Mondrian level in the Sintra Mountains, which are in Portugal.
Yep.
Portugal, having an amazing day out. Now that has got to be
nice. Next up, we've got James with his Pedigo Elevate full suspension bike on the Bug Spring Trail on Mount Lemmon, Tucson, Arizona, USA.
Tucson! What did you have last week?
Minneapolis, like the little characters, wasn't it? It's got the hoodoo rock formations in the background, making it look extra cool. What do you think of that one, Steve?
Super nice! On Tucson! Close to home in the Forest of Dean.
Nice.
Alex slip sliding around the slop on his Merida E160, hitting up of some of the off-peel trails in my local patch.
You probably built some of those, Steve, didn't you?
Nice.
Well, that lake looks amazing, doesn't it? Another Welsh entry this time is Mike with his Focus Jam. He's been out on
another Welsh entry.
Yeah, 30-mile ride. 55 years old and loving every minute of riding his e-bike. Steve, I think you might have influenced him a bit too much. He's talking about riding in wellies.
Well, why wouldn't you ride in your wellies? Why would you ride in your slippers in the middle of winter?
I've been riding my motorbike in my wellies, so I do quite rate it.
I think that is super nice.
Nice, super nice.
And up further north to Skye. Oh, sorry, no, this is Skye. Mm-hmm. Skye has actually been skiving.
Skiving off work? You like that?
On his leave, once again, at the top of the Nan Beal climb in the lakes. I think I've ridden there. It rings a bell.
It does look nice, doesn't it? I'm sure you've ridden it.
Super nice.
Wow, Urban Shot.
This is your name on it. No, it's got your name on it, this one.
Urban Shot, getting away from the rat race and the stress. This is Christian's Rocky Mountain power play. He's out riding Greater Manchester. Like it.
How much do you like it? How much do you like it?
I'm going to give that the one that's super nice as well. Nice. Giving them away.
Crikey. There's a lot of bikes in the bike vault this week.
Big entry this week.
A big entry and a Welsh entry.
Yeah. Gonna get a Welsh.
First ride from Sean, who just purchased a 2020 Giant Rain e-box fresh. Nice. Never ridden an e-bike before. Take my hat off to you, Sean. Didn't even test ride it before he ordered it. Wow. Rode all morning Friday, home for lunch, recharged all afternoon. Best buy ever. Whoa!
Nice, like that shot. It looks super fresh, doesn't it?
And the last bike in the bike vault, sorry. This is from Jonathan, has a really nice Stealth Canevo. He's hitting the trails. Got more Welsh action here, Chris.
Wow, are you sure you haven't been putting these in the bike vault?
On a day off, says it was the perfect way to clear his head after a stressful week. And of course, followed by a brew and a slice of cake. Sounds like a perfect ride, Chris.
Not quite your perfect ride. It's bacon butty instead of the slice of cake, isn't it? What do you think of that one, though? Super nice as well.
I think so. But, Chris, the bike of the week this week.
Oh, I do like that Sky where he's been skiving off on his Levo. It takes it for me. Big epic day out on the hills, cool backdrop. That shot has it all. Nice
so,
one.
skiving is the bike of the week.
Yeah, don't forget to keep those bikes coming in using the upload service. If you want to get featured on the show, that's the way to do it. Get those bikes coming in. Anything to do with your e-bikes, use the upload service.
That's it from the world of e-bike electronica. Don't forget to leave your comments on the business of apps and extras.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what apps you guys are running on your e-bikes to get the most out of them. Don't forget to find us on social media. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Drop some comments in the box below and hit the globe to subscribe to EMBN.